So that one did want to come up, so I'll keep it because I did nearly go and pick up 2. But let's start off with this. 10 of Pentacles coming up, 10 of Coins in this deck as your underlying energy for this week. What are you here to do, Virgo? No pressure. But, you know, the 10 of Pentacles, I don't know who else I said this to, but for me, the cycle completes at 9. The 10 is the outcome of that. So this is, you know, for all the hard work that we put in, it's earth energy, it's your energy, right? That is all about our stability, our security, tangible representations of that. Things that we can see, feel, and touch, possess, own, create, you know, all of that physical stuff. So this is the legacy card, what we leave behind, what stands the test of time, right? Big kind of ideas, big themes around this coming up for you this week. And to be quite honest, you guys feel really stuck around this. So this, I mean, what does that mean? It might be things like, I don't know, you know, when you kind of, there has to be more to life than this. This can't be what I came here to do, the job, right? Or when you're worried about what you're leaving behind for the kids, you know, those kinds of things, big. That's what I mean, it's big ideas. But this is beautiful energy. Let's be honest about that. It's about commitment. We commit to something because this is what we want to create. If this is a relationship, you know, it's that kind of relationship where you're going to grow old together, you know, you want to spend the rest of your life together, build a family, a home, a family, all of that kind of stuff. If it's work, it's something that you plan to do for the rest of your life. You know, whether we do or not, you know, happily ever after it's a concept. I was saying that to someone else, is not happily ever after. There's no such thing. We always want something else. But when we start off, when we plan this, is where we're going. For some of you, it might be that you're dealing with a situation which you kind of thought, I'd be doing this for a while. This is going to be my legacy, or this is me, right? This is my thing. And you might not want to do it anymore. Let's be honest. Why am I saying that? We have the devil coming up here at the heart of your reading. And the devil it's about what's holding you back from moving forward. And sometimes it can be ideas of legacy. It's like, well, you know, I've put in this much time and effort into building this business or building this relationship or building whatever it is, this house. And now it's like, I want something else. Doesn't say you're leaving anything behind. Doesn't say you're doing anything else. Don't think about endings or relationships ending, all that kind of stuff. It's nothing like that. It's more about what has power over you. Now, the devil actually it's a temptation. That's the whole point of the devil. He doesn't actually have to do anything to us to keep us trapped. He just tempts us and we stay. And that has power over us. And so think about it. He's actually facing the 10 of Pentacles. Are you stuck in a situation because you're trying to build something, you've committed to something, but you're not sure if that's what you want anymore? Are you happy in that situation? You're still happy in that situation? Now, I say that to people all the time. Are you happy doing what you're doing? Are you happy in this? And they look at me like I'm nuts. Like, you know, what do you mean happy? I have to do this. We always have a choice. In fact, we do have a choice, especially with the devil. This is where people go nuts. Try telling them that they have a choice. It's kind of strange, you know. You'd think it would be telling people they don't have a choice. But no, it's when you tell people they have a choice. And they're like, no, I don't. I don't have a choice. I'm stuck in this situation. And yes, the devil energy can feel like that. But one of the messages, or each of the cards has advice, right? The advice from the devil card is only those chains that you allowed to hold you back can hold you back. So I want you to think about that for a moment. I just want to have a look at the signs. We've got Scorpio, we've got Capricorn, we've got Libra coming up here. Although remember, the signs don't own the cards, they just lend their characteristics. Now, if you have a vision, if you have an image of what your financial security looks like, of what your future looks like, of course you don't have a choice then. Because unless it looks that way, it doesn't feel like a choice. But if you're open to how you want to feel, then that opens up, that's limitless choices there then, right? Then you're free to go do something else. And that's it feels like an important message to come through here, because this is at the heart of your reading. Everything revolves around this. If everything revolves around the devil, then this can be codependency, old behavioral patterns, you know, things that have kept us stuck, that the money, the house, the whatever, the gilded cage, it can be that. Doesn't necessarily have to be something bad, but the point of the devil card is we cannot move forward because this thing has power over us. That's why it's the card for addictions. It feels good to have that glass of wine, bottle of wine, 2 bottles of wine every night, but it's now has power over you because you have to have that. And it's changing how late you're sleeping. It's affecting your work the next day. That's toxic. That's not it for your highest good. Now, where we're coming from is justice. It's past energy. That could be last week, last month, last year. That's the foundation. Justice is all about fairness and balance. It can be legal matters. I'll be honest with you. For some, have a look at this. If you're looking at your legacy, you're considering where I'm going, my long-term security. That's what this is. And you've gone through this. Some of you have gone through a divorce. Some of you have gotten married. You know, justice is contracts. There's all of those kinds of things. Then it almost feels like you're stuck because of this, because of whatever it is. So that could be someone having to pay, like, you know, what do you call those? Like alimony, or, you know, having to make payments, child payments, that kind of thing. It could be that. And you're telling yourself you're stuck. There is another way. Trust me on this. There's another way. The bottom row tells us that. But right now, where you are, what you've been coming through, it's almost like, I get it. If you're listening to this and you've already, well, those people have already, you know, downvoted and off they've gone, because that's what it feels like. I get it. If you're sat here watching this thinking, Jay, you're talking absolute, complete shit. I am stuck. There's no way out of this situation. Stay tuned. Because look what we have coming in. Now, let me just finish up with justice first. Justice doesn't always have to be, doesn't have to always be contracts and all that kind of stuff. It's both sides of the story. It's mediation. It's sitting down and coming to some kind of agreement, hearing both sides of the story, right? It can be amends being made, but it's usually, there's been some sort of injustice. And this is where we want justice to be done. Whether justice was done or not, it could be that you're looking back at this time, because it's the foundation of when things felt more balanced. They feel imbalanced now, right? You might have thought that I was doing something before. I was bringing in this order. I was doing everything that needed to be done. You thought you were being just, right? Going forward in your truth. Where did this energy come from? But let's have a look at the present. This is how I think there is more to this, because this is how you feel. 4 of Cups. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. All I have to deal with are these 3 cups. How I wish that 4th cup would come in. I want that 4th cup. But there is no 4th cup. So I have to make do with what I have. I have to try to make this square peg fit in this round hole. Because all I have is the round hole and all I have is the square peg. So that's what I have to do. No, that's not the truth. That's where we feel stuck. And I like this. I like the 4 of Cups in this deck, actually, because he's actually looking up. Usually the person doesn't even see the 4th cup. But does he see it? Is he dreaming about it? Does he think it's too good to be true? It's not really there. Whenever the 4 of Cups shows up, it's saying whatever options we're considering, they're not the options for us. Because let's face it, if he was even remotely interested in one of those cups, he'd pick them up. But he's not. He wants that shiny one. That's what his happiness looks like. So first of all, Virgo, what does your happiness look like? What does your happiness look like? Because I don't see that in the top row here. This is almost like duty, what you're committed to. I will build this because of that. And, you know, that's a beautiful thing. It can be to do with your family. But we cannot deny the devil who sat in the middle, stuck, has power over me. I can't move. I can't do anything. But the 4 of Cups is saying, yes, you can't, because you can't do anything right now because the options that you're looking at are these that don't do anything for you. Of course you're stuck. Now, what's the advice from this? Well, the 4 of Cups, it actually says there is a 4th cup. Are you going to hold out for that 4th cup? Are you even going to own that you want a 4th cup? Do you see what I mean? It can also be sometimes that we've given up. It's a dream, so we've given up on that dream. But you're more likely to build something that will last if it comes from what your dream is. So what I would say to anyone who gets the 4 of Cups is you don't have to accept the options in front of you. There are more options available. Sometimes it's right there in front of us. That's the most annoying, frustrating part. And it's not that, you know, the actual thing is there. I get it. Earth energy. I have a Virgo moon. Unless Earth energy kind of sees it, feels it, unless it's there, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. You have to be able to own it, buy it, sell it, do something with it for it to exist. So, and this is Cups. This is emotionally. That, you know, people often sacrifice how they feel to try to gain the material stuff, you know, work on the practical stuff. I'll put effort into this relationship. I'll build the relationship. Not making me happy, but we'll see what happens. Or I'll stay at this job. It pays well. You know, I'm putting together a pension or whatever for it, but it's not making me happy. And the Four of Cups is trying to get you back to your happiness. What would make you happy here? What's the dream? Don't give up on your dreams, you know, for sure. So I think when you acknowledge in the present here that, all right, these options aren't working. We need a plan B, C, D, E, whatever we're on right by now. We need a new plan. When you acknowledge that, guess what? Crossroads opens up in front of you. You have a choice to make. You have a choice to make. Now, again, the devil is sat above this. So your immediate reaction to this is, there's no choice. There's no crossroads here. I can't decide that because. I can't do this because. But you can. You decide if those chains can hold you back or not. And it's a completely new direction, guys. It's something that you've not seen before. You've not envisioned before. Look, your advice is death. That's transformation. That's change as well. But with the Two of Wands, what it says to you is, there's two paths, more than two paths maybe even, but you know, whatever in front of you. Are you going to pick the path that you've always gone down? Because if you keep doing what you did, you're going to keep getting what you got. Or are you going to take the path that has not been explored, the path less traveled? You want a new experience. You're going to take this in a new direction. Try something completely different. No guarantees. You don't know where it's going. You don't know what's going to come out of it. But it's very much that anywhere but here. Anywhere has to be better than where I am right now. And this message is very much for those people that are in that spot. And I'm sorry if it's only a couple of you and the rest of you are thinking, I don't know what she's talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this isn't your message. For those of you that this is your message, right from the beginning, you've been saying, yeah, I'm stuck. I don't have a choice. But you do have a choice. Two of Wands is coming in for you. But it's once you acknowledge, don't settle. I always see the Four of Cups is almost settling. You don't have to settle for it. Be open to something new. But know that it's just not going to be handed to you. You make a choice and go in that direction. That's the Two of Wands. Wands are action. It's the action that we take. So it's not enough just talk the talk or to logically make a decision. This is about now, okay, well, this is the path I want to go in. So what action am I willing to take to go down that way? And it's overcoming something that you feel like is holding you back, that has power over you. It doesn't have power over you. Or you will make a decision that stops it from having power over you. Now you have death as your advice. Let it go, Virgo. That's the death card. It's gone. It's dead. That's the whole thing with death. And death is not, it's not new energy. It's not something shocking. It's not a shocking change. This is crap that's been dying off in your life for a while, right? It's been dying off for a while. People have been leaving, or you've been losing stuff, or, you know, whatever it is, it's been going on. It's transitional death. It's slow energy, but you feel it. When death rolls through town, you see the corpses dropping. And I don't mean that literally, but that's what I mean. That's the kind of imagery behind this. And so it's not a surprise. But with death, it's about death and rebirth. Whatever has been lost, it's now time to gain that back. But how can you, if you're still looking at what's there, the same old options? This is fresh energy, new energy, transformation. Whatever transformed you is this. Your idea of what is fair and balanced has changed. For some of you, you've given up on the idea of justice. Let's just be honest. That's okay. Because if you don't rely if you can't rely on justice external to yourself, then you can rely on yourself to get you where you need to go. Because what's changed? What is it that changed? Why, you know, the Seven of Pentacles or the Seven of Coins is what came up with that. And this is about you reap what you sow, right? You reap what you sow. Now think about this. It's a card of patience, but like I said, this is very slow energy coming in. But what have you been putting your time and effort into? Whenever sevens show up, it's time to reevaluate. Reevaluate what we're putting our time and effort into. What are you trying to grow here? Did you plant an apple tree and you got oranges? What are you getting back for all your time and effort? For some of you, you might say not very much and move on to something new. For others of you, it's going to be, okay, well, you know what, it's fine. I don't mind if it's going slow, but I am getting back what I want. I'll just rework it. I'll bring in some new energy. We'll transform this. It will look different. But one thing I will say to you, Virgo, you know you can't go on like this. You can't go on like this. Whatever this was, and it's going to be different for everyone. For some, it's a relationship. For some, it's like I said, a legal matter, a contract, something, a union even. But it's something. But you're at a place where you feel stuck. You know, when things are balanced and equal,